This is PTS English News. I am Maggie Tsai. Late on January 15, reports began circulating that a 1-year-old baby girl was abused to death by her 18-year-old mother, the mother's live-in boyfriend, cousin, and the cousin's husband. Efforts to resuscitate her at the hospital were unsuccessful. The four were questioned and charged with murder. However, dozens of people were upset about the tragedy and surround Tainan's 5th police precinct.
Following the death of a 1-year-old girl at the hands of her own family, dozens of people gathered outside Tainan's 5th precinct to demand justice. Using a megaphone, the deputy police chief urged everyone to go home. The crowd refused to disperse and chanted back, "Sue us." Some recorded the police with their phones, while others raised a clamor with their cars. The infant was brought into the emergency room at Guo General Hospital at 10 p.m. on the 15th by her mother. She had no vital signs at the time and was pronounced dead at the hospital. After discovering the infant's body was covered with both old and new injuries and bruises, the hospital immediately called the police.
我们看过了这个女婴的尸体之后，发现她身体上有大部分大面积的这个淤青，让我们确认她应该就是被虐待死亡的所以我们马上留置还在医院现场的她的亲生的母亲，还有她母亲的堂姐还有堂姐夫。初步的了解是他们在家里面因为这个小孩他哭闹，他打翻了牛奶又弄破了他的保养品，他们就打他用那个不求人那个打他。
Police questioned 4 suspects, including the infant's 18-year-old mother, her live-in boyfriend, her cousin, and the cousin's husband. After they admitted to physically abusing the infant, they were charged with murder. The mother is unemployed. The infant initially lived with her father but was later sent to her mother's family. Her mother came home for a month before leaving again. After that, her family lost touch with her. Police say any suspicions of child abuse should be reported to the authorities right away.
After a baby boy in Hualien was treated at Tsai Hospital for meningitis, his family was worried about the quality of care in the area and insisted on transferring him to National Taiwan University Hospital. The ambulance received a police escort the whole way. This is the second case in 2 weeks of babies being transferred from Hualien Tsai Hospital. The medical industry is worried this kind of acts will become the norm and hurt regional medical care.
The ambulance made the trip from Hualien to Taipei in just 2 hours with a police escort. While the infant's family was very grateful for everyone's help, its decision to transfer him may be damaging to Tsai Hospital's reputation and has sparked a debate on regional medical care.
不会耶，我本人是有这种迷思，这可能是跟医术有关吧，跟经验，
觉得北部的比较好。
对。
This was the second case in 2 weeks where an infant was transferred from Tsai to National Taiwan University Hospital at the family's insistence. The first infant was born prematurely, while the second had meningitis. Tsai officials say both infants were in stable condition at the time, but they have to respect the decisions of the families. At the same time, they worry about the impact on staff morale.
我们很感谢媒体，很感谢警察，很感谢消防队，很感谢救护车把这件事情那么快速的完成，但是这样子的一个效应呢，会让许多的家长觉得说，很快嘛，那我们为什么不利用？
In both cases, the families posted online asking for assistance. The posts were reposted many times and got many comments, but how much damage did they do to Hualien's medical industry?
大家给他按赞，给他鼓励的非常多，但是我相信这样的情况之下，也会造成对某些事件 的看法的扭曲。
The Hualien County Health Bureau says Tsai Hospital is a medical center that meets software, hardware, facility, and medical practice standards, and it is actually very risky to transfer patients that are not in stable condition because anything could happen along the way.
On January 15, the Control Yuan decided to impeach National Taiwan University principal Guan Zhongming for writing several articles for periodicals while he was serving as Minister without Portfolio and National Development Council Minister. The Control Yuan has already sent the case to the Public Functionary Disciplinary Sanction Commission, which says it would invite Guan to give an explanation once it has processed the paperwork.
The Control Yuan has decided to impeach National Taiwan University President Guan Zhongming for writing several columns during his time as Minister without Portfolio and National Development Council Minister. The Public Functionary Disciplinary Sanction Commission, which is processing the case, says it will convene a 5-member collegiate bench and ask Guan to make a statement. The commission says it will also request additional information from the Ministry of Civil Service and Ministry of Education if needed.
受命委员他会在通知那个被负惩戒人来答辩。那答辩之后呢，我们会再把他的答辩状再送给那个监察院来核阅。那核阅之后，再来由合议庭来决定到底要不要进行准备程序啊，或者是延迟辩论。
As the Ministry of Civil Service previously ruled that civil servants cannot accept writing assignments with a deadline, the investigation will focus on whether Guan had deadlines on his columns. A former civil service minister says the commission has the power to strip Guan of his NTU post under the Public Functionaries Discipline Act.
当然这件违法是不是真的违法？但是监察既然已经这件违法弹劾，这个对于管中人已经一个形象上已经受损了，台大也受损，毕竟从部长任命他也受损。
Not everyone agrees. National Taipei University of Business President Zhang Ruisheng, who frequently writes editorials, says writing articles for newspapers and magazines can't be considered a second job, and the Ministry of Justice has ruled as such. In addition, there are no laws banning civil servants from accepting invitations from newspapers to write a column. The commission says it will proceed with its investigation in accordance with the law. While it hopes to reach a decision within a year and a half, the investigation may take longer than expected, depending on the complexity of the case.
The former office manager of Foreign Affairs Minister Joseph Wu, Zhao Yixiang, has been promoted to the head of the political division of Taipei's representative office in the U.S. The appointment is highly controversial. During an appearance on the political talk show, Wu expressed support for Zhao and said he once had discussions with the president about promoting Zhao to deputy representatives in the U.S., but in the end they did not proceed. However, President Tsai Ing-wen says she found out about the appointment from reading the newspaper, but stressing her support to Wu's decision.
以我的观点来看，赵一翔他的经验、他的能力，他绝对是符合这个机构的所需要的这个人才。
During a recent appearance on a political talk show, Foreign Affairs Minister Joseph Wu addressed the controversial appointment of his former office manager to the head of the political division of Taiwan's de facto embassy in the U.S. Wu said he had discussions with the president about promoting Zhao Yixiang to deputy representative in the U.S., but ultimately decided against it. Wu also said Zhao is more than qualified and he will not change his mind. However, even members of his own party are lambasting the decision. Taipei City Councilor Wang Shijian says while Zhao's promotion is legal, it is unreasonable and inappropriate, and Wu should admit his mistake. Former Foreign Affairs Minister Chen Jianren, meanwhile, says it isn't wrong to give young people a chance, but the decision wasn't exactly an impartial one.
有潜力提拔，我觉得这是对的了。就你做的方法，你有没有考虑到，你不是就是你跟他的关系而已啊？ 你要牵涉到整个外交体系、外间的观感。
Chen also said the Ministry of Foreign Affairs has a lot on its plate and doesn't need to spend so much time on one personnel appointment. An American Institute in Taiwan official and Center for Strategic and International Studies senior advisor Bonnie Glazer, meanwhile, welcomed Zhao to Washington on Facebook and said they look forward to working with him. President Tsai Ing-wen, meanwhile, said she supports Wu's decision. However, a statement she made a few days ago contradicted Wu's statement that he had discussed Zhao's promotion with her. Tsai was quoted in the media saying she found out about Zhao from the newspaper.
对总统负责的对象是部长，而部长对于外交人士的这些运用，总统尊重。那重点呢是外交必须要拿出成绩。
赵一翔现在在这个华府工作的整个 这个适应的状态非常好哦，那也全心全力的投入工作哦。那这样当然以后也会完全跟我们的整个团队融入。
The ministry, meanwhile, is reiterating the appointment is perfectly legal. It also says no one has ever raised issue with Zhao's performance, and it hopes everyone can stop questioning the appointment now.
A townhouse outside the Zuoying station in Kaohsiung City underwent changes 12 years ago as part of the renovation process for the local Union Station. The back door of the building is now used as the front entrance. An empty area outside the entrance has fenced off a month ago and used as parking lot. The change has made it difficult to enter and exit the building.
Metal rails are set up less than 1 meter outside the entrance, leaving a narrow trail that is only 20 centimeters wide. Ms. Huang, who had rented the building to use as classrooms, couldn't do anything about it. Huang rented the building 3 months ago because the nearby Union Station will provide easy access. However, she didn't foresee the area in front of the building being used as parking lot.
因为迄阵还未参嘛，还无看到，我吓一个安尼，他妈一弄到迄时间，迄个有够恐怖。
我常常来，我以前来的时候就很好走，我现在都怕跌倒。
The Kangqiao community faces the Union Station, which functions as a high-speed rail station, a train station, and a subway station. As part of the renovation process for the station, the front entrance of the building has changed to the exit facing Zhenqian North Road. The construction of the parking lot began last month, and 5 of the tenants could no longer enter and exit the building like they used to. It was also then that they realized the empty area has been rented out.
它是2面，它有另外一面是有临路的。 看起来它不是没有出路啦。针对这一块标出去以后，针对目前使用上有造成住户出入的这一块，我们也在协助处理中。
Officials from the National Property Administration said that the ministry rented the area last October for a period of 20 years. The entire bidding process was carried out in a legal fashion. The ministry said it has tried to reach a common ground with tenants of the building who said the new parking lot has blocked their access. The ministry also said they can't make adjustments if the land must be preserved for public use. The Kaohsiung City Department of Transportation said that anyone who parks in the area will be subject to punishment since the parking permit is yet to be issued. The department also said it will negotiate with the building tenants in hope to reach a common ground on the parking lot issue.
Let's look at some cool cars and see you next time.
你专程大老远从美国回来，就是要讨论喜饼的事吗？你们不会现在就要结婚了吧？
我咧小想，哎，当他讲哦，我哋规家口啊，拢坐咧哦，做伙食饭哦，唔知要偌好。如果有一天发生什么事情，我永远都在。
每周六晚间9点，《双城故事》就在公共电视。
年轻的时候，音乐对我来讲是一个追求，是一个梦想。那现在，我觉得音乐对我来讲是我生命的一部分。
生活里面一定要有音乐，没有听音乐就好像会死掉感。
每周日晚上8点，敬请锁定音乐 Bang Bang Bang。